So guys, today is our day 1 Python session. Okay, yes. So we all completed Python installation. Correct me if you're wrong. Right, Azim?
Yeah,
Your
installation
It's
is
completed.
Python installation is completed. Okay, and then we completed our PyCharm installation as well. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so now we'll start. Understand about Python and its usage. Okay, so basically, right, we have different programming languages in the market. Okay, so different programming languages in the sense, what do you mean by programming language? So programming language is nothing but if you want to build any software, we'll need some programming there, because you have to build some logics. You have to build some logics where it can automatically take decision by its own. We need to build a software where it can generate an output. We need a software where it reduces the human effort. So to build any software, right, so we need a programming language. So that programming language will help you to solve all the problem statements that whatever I discussed. So these problem statements are very less. There will be huge number of problem statements available. Okay, so that's the reason, right, we need one programming language. So there are different programming languages available like Java, C Sharp, Node, Golang. So this program is getting so popular. When you get, if you get any chance, right, you can explore this programming. Okay, Golang, Ruby Rails, okay, and we have Python as well. So now let's understand why do we prefer Python among all the programming languages. Okay, so now Python as a programming language, there are multiple usages. First thing is less rules and more convenient in the sense more flexible to write any complex logics. If you want to build any complex logics, right, you can build it very easily. Occupy less number of lines when compared to other programming languages. Easy syntax, not like other programming languages. Easy syntax in the sense, like if I want to learn any concept, you no need to mug up for the syntaxes. Okay, it is going to be very easy. All the statements in Python is self explanatory. All the syntax that you see in Python are self-explanatory. You don't need to buy hard, or you don't need to mug up for any statements or any rules. All the methods that are available here, all the statements that are available in Python are self-explanatory. Okay, so apart from this, Python is a high-level general-purpose programming language. Python is a high level general purpose programming language. So why it is going to be called as general purpose programming language? So there are multiple reasons that are available why we are going to call it as general purpose programming language. For example, if you are going to learn Python, right, you can use Python in server development for any kind of web applications using framework called Flask or Django. People call us Django. So, okay. So if I am going to learn my Python, we can build a web application. Writing is all business logics. Okay. Using any one of these framework, what we call Flask or Django. Okay. Next, if you are going to use Python, we can build window-based plug and play applications using a framework called TK Inter. Okay, let me show you about this TK Inter, one of the cool feature of your Python. Okay, so if you see this TK Inter, using this TK Inter, you can build all the window-based applications like this, what you are seeing here, right? So this kind of web applications you can build. These kind of web applications you can build very easily using your TK Inter. Can you see this, everyone?
Yes.
This kind of. So even in my current work, right, if I want to build any tools and if I want to give to any business users, in less time I used to use this TK Inter only. Okay, it is one of the cool feature that is available in Python called as TK Inter. You can build your window-based applications. Next, using Python, we can build rich look Tableau dashboards. So know about Tableau dashboards? I'll show you and I explain you where we'll be using this. So using your Tableau Tableau, right, we can build these kind of dashboards. So where you can use these things is, say suppose Azim and Asha, in your area you have a concept called as orchestrator, right? You used to orchestrate your bots to execute on some remote machines. If you want to track the traffic, if you want to see how many cases got passed, if you want to see how many test cases got failed, right? So for this we can create a rich look dashboards using this Python. Say suppose I want to analyze a server performance, or I want to analyze some data that is available in server. I want to toggle some data and I want to create some dashboards for the user profiles and all, right? I can use this. Okay. Similarly, Python can be used widely in AI ML. So to develop any programs in AI or ML, we'll be using our Python. So there are numerous of examples that I can pick and tell that without how Python is going to help a user in the regular time. Okay. So similarly, Python can be implemented in our networking side. So in networking side, we'll be having two types of designs: low level design and high level design. So in order to understand what I mean by low level design, high level design, I'll tell you in a simple way. So low level is nothing but low level is nothing but will be opening a port. If any ports are needs to be open, we'll open a port, close the ports, run programs, or run commands. Okay, so all these kind of things are going to be called as low level programming, where in your networking set. High level side, right, what you call is transfer a file, download a file, open a HTTP protocol and hit some API and get the data. All those are going to be called as high level design. So Python as a programming language is going to be useful when you do your networking concepts. Okay, so with all this usage that are available on Python, we can implement anywhere in your right current job, anywhere. You just want to bring the requirement, so Python can suffice that problem statement. Okay, so now let's start understanding how to start writing code in Python. I am a layman, I don't know anything. I am starting with level of 0. So now for a person who doesn't know anything, for a person who doesn't understand anything, where to get start with, how to get start with. So let's start with your 0 state of coding level now. So before proceeding, any questions?
Pratap, here framework you mentioned, like, is it same like our RE framework in UiPath we are using, right? Kind of that one in
Yeah.
Python.
So in RE framework, you have some set of rules and regulations, right? Initialization,
Uh, uh,
right? We have
yes.
different folders available, right? Different
Uh,
files available.
uh,
So what all those folders are? They are all developed on state machines, right? It means
okay.
that there are some set of rules and regulations that are available there.
Uh,
Correct?
correct.
So if you want to write any process flow in your UI path, you have to keep everything in your config file. That is one of the rule.
Yes.
Okay, if any logic goes wrong, we will be categorizing two types of logic: business exception and system exception. So
Mm,
what are these? These all are rules.
okay.
Similarly, a framework is a set of rules and regulations.
Okay.
Okay, for
Uh,
every programming language, they have different frameworks available. We have to understand those framework and we have to use it. Yes,
okay.
it's kind of a
Understood.
RE framework is a kind of plug and play. All the frameworks will be like plug and play only. You have to
Okay.
understand its usage and you have to utilize it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
Azim,
Yes, Pratap.
clear so far? Can we start?
Yeah, we can start.
Anna, me kana sinanna.
Yeah, yeah, Pratap. You can start. Yeah.
So the other day, so dude, I'll show you a small example how easily we can utilize Python for small tasks. Okay, so right now we are building one AI application for one of our client. So we call it as TechMedco. Okay, so this guy is responsible to identify all the pending prescription orders, and he have to process it. He have to send a reminders. Okay, so we are using some AI, and majority we are using our normal coding only. For few intelligent purposes, we use deep learning and AI there. Okay, reinforcement learning and all. Okay, no need to get into that. So there we got some problem for one of our API needs different sets of headers we need to pass. So the structure is like this, and we need to pass in a proper structure order. This data is we are getting from one of the database. Okay, so we wrote a small program where it generates the output in this format. So we process this kind of data. Hello? Azim, hello?
Yeah, brother. Now you are it.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So now we wrote a small piece of code which can internally turn out the data into this format. Now we are passing this data to one of the API and the system is consuming. So
Pradap, this is like API body, right?
one of the body like this we are
Okay,
sending.
okay,
If you see here, we are sending this kind of files.
okay.
So our team is taking so much of time to build all these files. So with no span of time, a small piece of code, we done it in less than 10 minutes. Okay. So no need to worry. We'll build all this kind of logics down the line. Okay. So let's start. So first thing, let's create a new project and I'm going to show you.
I think this is a constant code, right, brother, for API calling.
Sorry.
The code which you have shown for API, right?
Hmm.
That is constant, right? Just we need to change the starting point and end.
No, that will be changing. That's the reason I told you, right? We don't know what data we'll get.
And so we're just passing the URL and this kind of things. Right?
We have localization, dude.
Okay.
We have Chinese characters, Japanese characters,
Mm.
Korean characters. I'll tell you, don't worry about encoding and decoding. We have that process that is available here. I'll tell you.
Okay. And this API is just using for data encoding and decoding, or we can utilize for a web application APIs as well.
It depends, right? Depends upon the usage. If you want to fetch only data, we'll be using for fetch call.
Mm.
If you want to write some logic and if you want to execute some logic, we'll be using some post call. Depends.
Okay. Basis on the right?
Requirement, yes, yes. I will make you to build one CRUD application. You don't worry. Like create, read, update, delete. I will make you guys to develop one TK inter web this one Windows application. I will ask you to integrate the APIs. Okay,
Sure.
do that. Okay, so I have created my new project. Okay, so this is my dummy project. I don't have anything here. So first step is we have created our project. This is completed. I think you don't have any questions on this, correct?
Right.
Next, how to start or where to write the code. Okay, so in Python, if we need to write any business logics or any business logics, we need a placeholder called as py files. So you should ask me what is meant by py. Okay, it is an extension given to each Python file. So all the Python files will be saving with a extension called as .py. So you should write all your logics inside your .py. Okay, so how can you create .py file? So go and select your project, right click, new Python file, new Python file. So I just given some name. You have to give some name and press enter. Automatically your file will save with extension called as .py. Any questions? Clear?
Yeah.
Yes, Pradap.
Okay, next. Just keep a note. In Python, if you want to print any output, we have only one statement or method called as print. What is that? Called as print. So the syntax is very simple, syntax. Okay, just use your print open parenthesis and close parenthesis, open parenthesis, close parenthesis. So this statement will help you to print any output. This statement will allow you to print any output.
Even data tables as well.
Anything. Okay, I'll show you that as well. Okay, if you want to print any text messages, for any text messages, we should print the text message in double quotes. Just keep in mind, this is small rule only, not a big rule. If I want to print any text message, for example, I want to print hello, I am learning Python for first time. So here my text message is hello, I am learning Python. Or if I want to tell that what is the time, so this is a message for me. So if I want to print these kind of messages, we call it as text messages. If you want to print any text message, we have to use our double quotes. So for example, I want to print this, just go and write print, okay, double quotes, put your message. Okay, now I want to execute this program and I want to see the output. So how can I execute the program? Right click, run, right click, run. So you can see on your console your output is getting printed. Any questions? Everyone in the group, any questions?
No, no, brother.
Okay, so this is the basic thing that you have to keep in mind before we start writing any code in the Python. Okay, so this white area we call it as workspace, dude. This is going to be called as work area. So this is the playground where we are going to write or build our logics. Okay, and whenever I execute, I can see an output that is getting printed here. This is going to be called as console. What do you call? This is called as a console. Okay, now let's do some configurations to your Python project. Say suppose Pratap, I don't like this font, I want to increase the font, or I want to change the style of a font. How can I go and change it? It's very simple. Go to your PyCharm settings. I think it is different from Mac and Windows. So in Windows under file you will be getting, but in Mac you will be getting under PyCharm. Okay, settings. You should be able to see your editor. Okay, if you want to change font, you can go and change your font. Anyone can see this? Okay, and if you want to change the size, you can go and change the size. Okay, clear?
Brother, what is that fallback font?
Which one? This one.
Huh?
Even I don't know what is this fallback. I never use this. Sorry, I also don't know.
Okay, okay.
See, like you have one more thing called as color scheme. If you see here, so if you have any errors, if you want to represent any errors, what color you want. So like this, you go and explore it. This is going to be self-explanatory only. It will be very easy. For JSON, what kind of font you want to see, what is the style that you want to look at. So all these things will be available to your color scheme. Okay, so if you want to do any settings to your editor, we have to use your Python settings, Python settings. Clear?
Yes, Prabhu.
Right. Begin coding. Okay, so let's start understanding the first concept in Python called as variable. The very first concept in Python called as variable. So let's understand what is a variable, where I am going to use a variable. Okay, so variable is a placeholder which is used to store any data, so going forward in Python, if we want to store any data, we use variable. What we use? We use variable. Let's see an example. We do this very regularly. Okay, so I want to store a person phone number. So Ajim, can you tell me what is the steps that are involved to store a person phone number?
First, we need to create a variable.
No,
Then-
don't go to variable and all. On your normal phone, what you do?
Normally, I will open the phone application and then
Okay, what you'll do, you open your phone and then you open your numpad, right?
yeah, numpad.
And
I
then
will
what you
type the
do?
number,
Type number, then
click on the save
yes,
button.
you click on add contact,
Yes,
add to contact, and then what you
providing first name
fill
and
the details, like what you do, you enter your
first name.
first name and then you enter your last name and then you enter your work phone, right? You have one more option called as home phone, correct?
Yes,
And after that what you'll do, you click on
click on
save. So tomorrow Asha came and asked you to share my phone number. Assume that you stored here my phone number only. Okay, so tomorrow Asha came and asked you to share my phone number. So what you will do?
I will open the existing contact.
So what you do again? You launch
Again, I
your
will
phone.
open phone.
So you launch your phone, then you go to
Existing contact. Yeah,
contacts, and then what you do?
Searching by your name.
Search by number
Pradap.
or phone,
I think Pradap
number or name.
name.
Why dude? Why name? Why not number?
Yeah, we can use both. Right, Pradap. If you
See,
know the
number you can do that, but remembering number is very difficult. If you know a number, why you will go to contacts here? You won't go, right?
yes. We need
Correct.
to,
So
yeah.
mostly we'll search by name only, either first name or our last name, any one of the name. Correct.
Hmm.
Now what will happen? All the associated details with this name will get display on the screen. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right?
Right.
Now to search contacts, where do you went? You went to contacts only, right? Not to photos, not to videos, correct? So it means that, understand here, you are saving a phone number and you are going to contacts to fetch that phone number just by calling its name. So if you understand, if you start decoding it, variable is very simple. Okay. So I told you that what is meant by variable? Variable is a placeholder which is used to store any data. In Python, if you want to store any data, we use variable only. So here the variable is first name and the value is your phone number. Variable is your first name and the value is your phone number. So now if I want to get any data that I stored, I have to call by the name of the variable, as how you are doing in your phone. If you want to get any data, you are calling it by name. When you call by its name, you are seeing all the associated details. Here also, in our coding also, in Python also, right? If you want to see any data that is available inside a variable, we have to call by the name of the variable. Okay, so let's see, understand how the data will be stored inside a variable. So now what will happen, you'll be having two types of memory blocks. Okay, so yes, assume this is going to be called as your C drive, where you guys have installed your Python and where you have created your project. It is going to be called as your C drive. So this is going to be called as our main memory usage. On your RAM, ROM. On your hard disk, we are going to use your C drive for our memory. Okay, when you create a variable, understand what is going to be happen. When you create a variable, a small memory block will be created in the main memory block. A empty space will be get created. For this empty space, we will give some name. Example, mark it as your first name. Okay, so the value, the phone number, that whatever you are giving, that will be stored here in this space. So now what will happen, when I start calling this variable which is called as first name, the value that is associated to this variable, what is the value? 90 is the value. So that will be start printing as an output. You will start seeing that output as 90. So when this 90 will be get called, print only when you call this variable which is called as first name. When you call this variable, the value that is stored inside this variable will get printed on the console. So with this we can conclude that variable is a placeholder which is going to allow the user to store some data into it. If you want to store a data, we need to create a variable. Okay, so variable is nothing but it is going to help you to store the data. So let's see how can we create a variable and how can we store the data into it. So before this,
Pratap, how we will assign the data types like string?
I'll tell you. We'll go one by one. First, we'll see how to create, and then we'll go one by one. Okay. Any questions to understand what is meant by variable? Asha,
It's clear, Pradap.
clear? Anna, me karna?
Yeah, I'm good with it, Prasad.
So let's see. In Python, we don't have any data types to tell the compiler that what type of data we are storing into a variable. Azim, did I answer your question?
Yes. Yes.
So you no need to. That's what. Like this is going to be a simple programming language. A layman can also understand it. You no need to keep. There are no rules available. No major syntax available. It's going to be very simple. I want to create a variable. Let me create a variable. Rest of the things the compiler will take care of it. You no need to worry about for anything. Okay?
Basis on the input, it will take from the back.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay? I want to store. I want to store a number. How can I store it? See here. Just to create some name. Okay? This is going to be my variable. I want to assign some data. I want to store some data. It means that I need to tell that A equal to 10. B is equal to 20. Okay? C is equal to 30. So here A comma B comma C are called as what? Variables. Clear? Now remember that if we want to get any value from a variable, how can I get it? We should get by accessing the variable name. We should be accessing it by your variable name. So now, so tell me, in Python, how can I print the statements?
In
What
Print
statement?
command.
Print.
Print command.
Yes, print statement. Okay, print. Now, I want to see the value that is available in A. I want to see the value that is available in B. So tell me how to get the value from a variable. How should I access the value from a variable? By
By the name, variable name.
using this variable name. Don't forget this. We have to use by your variable name. So now just to go and put that name here. That's it. Print A. Now whatever the value that is available here, that will get called. Now see, got it clear? Everyone?
Yes, Pratham.
Yeah, yeah.
Clear? Right.
Pratham, I have one question. In
Mm-hmm.
console panel, it is not showing any data type.
It won't show any data type, dude.
Okay, it will not provide.
Mm-mm.
Means automatically it will consider, but it will not show in the
Uh,
console.
you don't need to worry about that.
So just for curiosity and saying. Okay, fine.
1 second, 1 second. So let's see. Write a small program to add any two numbers. To add any two numbers. So now tell me.
Pratap, is it possible to see the data type? Like we have stored actually when we are assigning, it will be stored. But if you want
Now
to
tell
see
me
what's
in C
okay,
sharp what you are using.
I don't know that.
You're using UiPath, right? You should know about C sharp definitely. Else you have to
Type,
use. There is a method called as type.
type. Okay,
Okay, type of variable. Just send type of variable.
okay. Integer.
Okay, we got a class as integer. So in C sharp also we have a method called as type of.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
every programming language the concept is going to be the same. Variable
So,
is always a variable.
okay.
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 Yeah. Right. So let's see. Let's go and write a small program to add any two numbers. Now tell me how many variables do I need to add two numbers? How many
Three
variables are required?
variables. Three variables.
Three variables. Okay. I'm going to take A equal to some 100. Okay. Next B equal to some 80. Why C? Third variable.
To store the result.
Yes, to store the result. So first what I'll do, I will add two numbers. Now adding of two numbers will generate some output, right? Say some number I'm going to get. I'm going to get some output. So that output I'm going to store again into a variable. So I'm going to get some output here, and that output I'm going to call it as result, or I'll call the name it as output. Output equal to A plus B. So now if I want to print the see the output, what variable I should call here, or I'll call it as
Output.
okay, this will be easy. I want to see the output. Now tell me where the output is storing now. Which
Result.
variable?
Result.
Result. Just go and call your result. That's it. Right click, run. I'll be getting the output as 180. I'll be getting the output as 180. Okay. So now in Python there are few rules applied on a variable naming convention. On Python variables we have few rules applied. Okay, let's understand what are those rules and why those rules are important and useful. Okay, so any questions before I proceed?
No.
Okay.
Pratap, I have one question.
Yes, yes.
While printing, so within the parentheses, sometimes I see that we use single quote, double quote, and without quote. Okay, sometimes we are also using triple quote. So what is the difference actually?
So in Python to store any text data, right?
Hmm.
You can store in single quotes, you can store in double quotes, you can store in triple quotes as well.
Okay.
Anything that you store in single quotes, double quotes, triple quotes, Python will treat it as string, text only.
String. Okay. 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 Oh, while printing, if you are printing, use the print command
See,
actually.
I'm using it as hello.
Mhm.
Print of yeah, just go and call it as yeah, that's it. You'll get whatever the message that is available. Or
Okay.
if you want to print directly a text message also, you can use like this only.
Okay. Hello. Okay. Yeah. So when you use the parentheses in quotation, it will print as it is. The same,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
as it is. Okay, if you want print some output of a other variable, output of variable, output of something, we use without code, right?
If you want to see, if you want to call the variable, you should call without
Yeah.
anything.
Without quotation.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, if you are going to give any codes in this print statement, we'll call it as
It
a
will print
string.
A.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yes. So there are some rules available, like in every programming language. Okay. So Asha and Azim, in UiPath also we have this set of rules. Okay. So these rules are going to be common across. Even Python is also aligned to that. So let's see what is the rules that are available in a variable name. First thing is variable name cannot have spaces. For example, I want to store username as Pratap. I should not have spaces in between user and name. So this is my variable, right? This is my value. In value you can have anything. But in variable name you are not supposed to have any space. So from today onwards, space is a big enemy for any programmer. For any engineer, coding engineer, right, we'll ignore spaces. Spaces is big enemy for us. Okay, you should not have spaces. Next one is always use business names for a variable name. Example, like I'm working on my login module, so I'll be using my variable names as username, password, but don't use variables like a comma b comma c. So why? The reason is we don't know what is the data that you are storing in a, what is the data that you are storing in b. Your variable should be self explanatory. Your variable should be self explanatory. It should tell that what type of data that you are storing inside a variable. Third one is do not use reserve keywords like if, when, date, now, for, then, etc. So all these are reserved keywords. Python have reserved all these keywords. You should never use these keywords. When you can use, not a problem. Okay. If, for, then, all these keywords you should never use. There are certain reserved keywords available. Okay. You should not use those certain keywords as a variable name. You'll be understanding down the line when we start writing our logics. Okay, you'll come across different keywords. Okay, just remember those keywords you should never use as a variable name for your variable. Okay, any questions? No, right? Next rule is variable name should not start with number. Variable name should not start with number. This is not allowed. Number can be at any position except at the first position. Except your first position, you can place your numeric at any place, even immediately first character also. Any place, not at a problem. When you want a space, When you want a space, use underscore. Use underscore. For example, I want to have a space here, just put underscore there. So it will give more readability. Except underscore, no other special symbol is allowed. Other than underscore, no special symbols are allowed. For example, hyphen, this is not allowed. Plus, this is not allowed. Okay, you are not supposed to use underscore. Underscore can be placed at any position. We can place underscore at any position, here or here. Okay, but there is a rule, guys. When we use oops concept, right, I'll explain you how to use this underscore before variables. Okay, for now just ignore it. I'll explain when it comes in the oops. There is a rule in the oops while using underscore. Okay, but there is a way, but it still it is allowed you to use underscores. Clear? Any questions?
Yeah, good.
Pratap, how we can secure the password if we are using this image?
Password, we have these encoders and decoders, right? We have bit64 algorithms available, right? We'll use any one of those.
There we are passing and then calling them.
Yes, yes, yes. And next one. Variable can store max of one value, one at a time. What is that? Variable can store maximum of one value, one at a time. It means that a variable can store only one value at one time. So let's see how this can be happen. So for example, I have used a variable called as Pratap. Okay, let me go with the number. A equal to 90, B is equal to 89, C is equal to 87, and again I have used A equal to 65. So now if I use my print of A, so what would be the output now?
65.
Okay, it will take only maximum of one value. It means that here the 90 will get removed and 65 will get placed. So the most recent variable, whatever that is there, that will take into consideration. This principle is available in all the programming languages, not only with Python, every programming language. Okay, any questions? Clear? Right. Okay, so let's write a small program on variable swapping. Okay, let's take an example. I have a variable called as a equal to 10. I have a variable called as b equal to 20. If I print a, I need to get the output of b. If I print b, I need to get the output of a. So how can I do this? So this can be achieved using two ways. One is with help of third variable. Second thing is with help of math logic. Okay, let's understand one by one now. I have a equal to 10, I have b equal to 20. Okay, now I am trying to print. Whenever I am going to print value of a, I should get value of b. Whenever I am going to print value of b, I have to get the value of a. We are clear with the problem statement, right, everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
Pratap.
Okay, now see, what I am doing here is, if I print a, I want to get the value of b, right? If I print a, I want to get the value of b. It means that this 20 should be go here, right? This 10 should come here. So now what I am thinking is, let me assign a equal to b, so that the value of b will assign to variable a. So let's see this, if that is going to be happen or not. I am going to use a is equal to b. Let me see what is the value of a I am going to get now. Perfect. I am getting value of a is how much? 20 only. Now again I am going to put value of b equal to a. Now tell me how much value I have in my variable a. In variable a I have the value as 20.
20.
Now again I am putting b equal to a. So again what happened? B is also getting stored with the variable as what? 20 only, right?
20.
So now the swapping is not happening. Now problem is a equal to b is successful, but we are not storing the value of a, because we have a rule called as variable can store maximum of one value. So we are losing the old value of a and we are storing the new value of a. Now there should be a placeholder where we can store the value of a. Before doing swapping, we should store the value of a. Once the a value is shifted, right, the old value of a should be stored into the variable b. So now see here what I am going to do. I am creating a new variable called as temp. Temp is equal to a. So the first I am assigning the old value of a into temp. Now I made a equal to b. Now for b I want to get the old value of a, right? So I am going to call my temp here. Now see, I should get 20 and 10. Got it? Or I should repeat it again?
Got it.
Got it? Clear? Yes. Asha, clear, right?
Yes, Pratap.
Okay. So this everyone will do. If we apply some logic skills, we can do this. But people sometimes they won't allow you. They won't allow. Guys, one more thing. If you observe here, I didn't write two print statements. I used only one print statement. If you want to print multiple variables, we can print like this using comma, separated with comma. Variable A separated with comma and B. See?
Mm.
Clear?
If we want to concatenate two strings also, we can use
Yes,
comma
yes.
here.
Yes, we'll see that. We'll see that. Right. Now. So without using a third variable, how can we swap these two numbers using our math principle? So in childhood days, right, we used to do these things. So first what I'll do here is A is equal to A plus B. Now tell me what is the output of A?
30.
30, right? Now see here, B is equal to A minus B. B is equal to A minus B. So now tell me, here we have the output as how much? 30. Now here how much output I am going to get? In A is how much?
30
30,
minus 20. 10 we
30
will.
minus 20, right? How much?
10.
Now A is equal to A minus B. Now tell me again. A is having how much? It's
30.
having 30 only. Now
30
B, how much?
minus 10.
How much?
20.
20. That's it, right? That's it. Print A comma B. 20 comma 10. Make sense? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, going forward, instead of applying our mind logics, we have to implement our math logic. Unfortunate thing is, none of our school teachers or college teachers didn't explain us how to use this maths in real time. Okay, but we'll understand where do we implement it. Okay, you all guys know about trigonometry, right? We all studied in our in +1, +2, I think so. Differentiation, permutations, and combinations. No? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, now you know the strange thing in artificial intelligence and in machine learning, 90% of job will be done by on these factors only, on these permutations and combinations and statistics only. But our college, when we studying, no one has told that where do we implement this actually. They never tell us. Okay, so the entire AI and ML is running based upon these two math principles only. So daily I'm reading. Okay, so now everyone is started teaching maths in Amirpet. I saw a pamphlet recently. People are publishing these pamphlets teaching only statistics, permutation combinations and differentiation. So we have to circle back again to learn AI ML, we have to learn maths. Without maths, AI ML will not be yield. Okay, so even in our building complex logics, okay, there are certain examples where people are asking very frequently in interviews. So we'll solve those examples using our math logics only. Okay, don't worry, it is on me to take you there. I'll help you. So, any questions till this point?
No.
Clear about variables and printing statements.
Yes, for that.
Good. 1 second. Yes. Okay, I'll prepare this dashboard for you guys as well. You can start seeing into it. Okay, so guys, today I don't want to make you to get confused multiple things. Okay, with this we'll take a pause and we'll connect back tomorrow at the same time. We'll have 2 hour session tomorrow. Okay?
8 to 10, same time.
Same.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Today, allow me to prepare your dashboard. I'll publish the course content, and you'll be seeing the link also after 1 hour. There.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for doing it.
Pratap, one
Thanks.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Just now you wrote some notes, right? Can we see these notes in that application now?
You want these notes? I'll never print
Or
this.
just for checking purpose?
Okay. So why I don't give notes, right? I think to be selfish here.
Hmm.
If I send these notes, people never write their own notes.
Okay.
If I share a video, right, people will start writing at least.
Oh, fine.
Okay, yeah, that's the reason. I don't have any regrets to give the notes, man. What I'll do?
Mhm.
If my queue get increased, I used to delete all the previous batches notes and I'll see all these batches are previous batches only. I think you stay in Hyderabad or outside?
Outside.
Outside only. You, Asha?
Kerala.
You stay in Kerala. Okay, no problem. No, we are starting an institute here. Probably, so my wife was telling by 15th you should get complete details. If you get open, you guys can come there over weekend. You
Yes.
guys are staying very far away, not required.
Which institute you are running?
I was running institute during COVID. I sold it out. I got a better price and I sold it out. Now I'm not able to get a proper place here.
Hmm.
They're hunting from last 2 months. So finally we got a place, and it is in negotiation phase. I think it will close it by today or tomorrow. That's
It's
the guy.
same.
That guy is
Building.
going to come now. He called me. He's coming there. I need to go there.
Amirpet itself, right?
No, not
Same place.
Amirpet, in JNT only. JNT or Madhapur.
Oh, okay.
Now Amirpet has completely changed, man. Like no, people are not coming there. They are also running in losses.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, dude.